Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor. Now it's time for your weekend tech tip, brought to you by Chevy Silverado.
I know I keep threatening this, but I have got to do my truck just hit 25 grand. I really need to talk about that, but I always got so much other stuff going on. Anyway, it's a Chevy Silverado tech tip of the week. I got a couple of them, but I want to start this one off. This is actually a question that came in this morning, and we all probably know who it is. I know who it is, but let's go ahead and put this up. This is from Stuart, and he says, here's his question. With shotguns, what's your favorite brand of choke, and what size number would you use for different types of birds, meaning shot size, everyone? Distance of hunting, upland, ducks, geese. Now leave this up. Okay, don't take it down. So let's start here. Very first thing, as far as chokes go, I really like wad stripping chokes, which so what is the one that I'm shooting now? So forgive me. I'll remember. But there's a lot of different chokes out there. So I would not get stuck on one particular brand name. I'd get stuck on one that patterns better than the next, because you really need to pattern your shotgun just like anything else that's out there. Each choke tube might react differently to different shot size, different shot weight. So there's a lot of variants that come into play. Pattern Master is what I shoot. I've had very good luck with that. But it's also been proven. This is where choke tubes get really interesting. Turns out choke tube stuff is kind of okay. We actually had, now I'm going to forget his name, from Arkansas. Ryan, throw it in there if you can. We had him on last year where he had done numerous surviving duck season. Which I'm planning on having him back on. Joel Strickland. Planning on having him on again here in the next couple of weeks. Genius. One of the smartest people I've ever come across. But he did a whole thing on choke tubes. And turns out that there's a lot of things that choke tube companies claim that aren't true at all. But again, Pattern Master, I've had great luck with. Pattern's excellent with my shotgun. Shot size, I would say this, shoot smaller than you really think you need to have, right? Right now, I'm stuck on shooting steel 3s. I like cheap ammo, okay? Because I shoot a lot. I'm not gonna go out and buy the best ammo in the world because it's so expensive that I can get 3 times that amount by buying the cheapest ammo I can find, which right now is Federal Speed Shock. And it's like $160 for a case of 250 rounds, rather than some of the high-end stuff where it's twice that expensive and you end up with 200 rounds. Now, that being said, Boss Ammunition is probably the best ammo on the planet, okay? Arguably, I could say that, man, that's so tough because Heavy Shot, who's in our state, who used to be a heck of a supporter of us on our show here, arguably is the best ammo in the world. So, but it's also one of those expensive ones when you talk about bismuth and this and that. So for ducks, I like 3s. 2s and 3s. For geese, which I don't hunt anymore, 1s and BBs. If I was going to shoot upland, I'm shooting 4s and 5s. And if I were to, if I'm targeting doves or whatever else, even if I'm using non-toxic, being steel, I'm shooting 6s for a little bit better energy and a little bit better impact. But if I'm able to hunt doves with like lead, it's 7.5s or 8s. So ducks, again, I'm really loving 3s this year. Typically I shoot 2s, but I shot a full case of 3s, and now I'm shooting a little bit of 2s. I'm trying to save my 3s later on for whatever reason. But Stuart, again, I hope that helps you out. And dude, find us a place to go, and we'll go hunting. It's pretty simple. Okay, so one of the questions that I've been getting is, now that we're a full month into our season here in Oregon, is now folks are starting to see their guns start to slow down, right? Not malfunction so much, but, well, although there will be certainly some malfunctions there, but to slow down where your slide, and it doesn't matter if it's a pump operated, if it's a semi-loader, if it's a, well, I guess if it's an over-under or a side-by-side, you're not gonna run into those kind of situations. But this is really simple, okay? We're going to talk a little bit more. We're going to cut to a break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about it. Very first thing I'm going to talk about when you're talking about keeping your gun operating correctly is to not use any lube at all. I know it's going to sound funny, but we'll cover that when we come back.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by Terra Firma Foundation Systems. We keep homes safe, dry, and stable. By Yakima Bait, steeped in tradition, innovation, and fishing success. And by Procure Bait Sense, ruthlessly effective.